Welcome to the Sound of Movement podcast, everyone. Today we have a really good topic. We are going to lift the veil on our hugely successful Unify Movement System and teach you the 5 key elements to getting strong, flexible, and fit. Don't miss this one.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
Good morning, everybody. This is your first rodeo. My name is Yanni Baumeister. Across the table from me is my brother Rad Baumeister. Behind the mixer, the voice of God, the beautiful, the sexy, none other than Richard Lillies. And to my left is the smartest man in the universe, not just the world, Phil White, aka Adapt Physio, Athletic Development
Physical
therapy. There you go.
Sort of out.
Get it right. And they're very kindly sponsoring our show right now, so we want you guys to give them some love. If you're listening on the podcast, if you're watching the YouTube replay, we want you to jump over to, what's the website?
adpt.physio.
And give them a 5-star Google review, because they're giving us heaps of love here, and we want to repay the favor. Now, anyone who is watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, we urge you to jump over to UMS Movement Mastermind Facebook group and join the group and interact with us. We've got a bunch of people on live. Let us know who you are and where you're tuning in from. If you are on the live stream, I'm super pumped for today, not just because we're doing this wicked show, but because straight after this we go live to our UMS online coaching group, and that's our first coaching call for the year, which is very exciting.
Woo!
Lots of new people in that group. Good morning, Daljit. Good morning, Dave. And today we're going to really dive into how we put a workout together at Unity Gym, because we are getting really good results, and we feel like we should share this with people so they can do it for themselves, whether they're working out in gyms or in lockdown around the world. These same principles, by following these principles in our workouts, in our programming, we were able to pivot overnight to doing a brilliant workout with lots of gym equipment to doing a brilliant workout with zero gym equipment, and arguably get better results than a lot of people get with the equipment. So the principles are sound, and we're going to just quickly, I'm going to reveal the 5 key principles straight up so that we get some talking points going. Volume, efficiency, balance, simplicity, effectiveness. I will in a sec.
Rude.
Volume, efficiency, balance, simplicity, and effectiveness are the 5 key principles we're going to dive into today, and they are absolutely critical. How are you, Rad? How are you, Phil? How are you, Richard?
I'm excited, Yanni. I'm excited. That's how I am. I'm excited for this topic. It's near and dear to my heart, and I've got some knowledge bombs to drop on the world. We're going to change your life if you employ this stuff. So I'm excited.
He's even put on a different voice for that.
Can he maintain it? I hope not.
How are you, Phil?
Yep, good, mate.
Yeah.
Good to have a full week back on the show, and it's good times. And this is just if everyone could understand this, then there would be no physios, basically, because just understanding these key core concepts around how to how to put your training together would just avoid so many, not only injuries, while it would totally get rid of tendinopathies and other overuse injuries, but it would also then just make you so resilient for whatever you want to do. So this is the goods.
Yeah, and that's the real mission behind this show. We're trying to put Phil and Nilesh out of business, so we're going to
and I'm just putting in dodgy information every now and again. I'm joking.
It is the reason why we never planned on having a physio at Unity Gym. We only planned on having Phil, the physio at Unity Gym, because I've seen so many physios before, and I just can't stand their advice. And the reason why is because I just don't believe that they have a really good connection to the long-term plan. And it's a come back and see me once a week for the next 10 years, and I'll keep you safe. And Phil and Nilesh have a really different approach to that. And I've worked with both of them now, and they are hands down the best physios that I've ever seen, except for one of our other buddies, Leroy. But they are few and far between to get a good sports physio. I didn't even know that a physio actually doesn't even get trained in sports injuries. It's like as a big part of your course. That's like an extra thing that you do, right?
It is part of it, but you've got so much other stuff going on with
right.
neurovascular, neuro and cardio stuff as well going on. So
amazing,
it's a lot.
amazing. Anyway, we'll save all that for Physio Monday, because today we're talking about the secret sauce of the UMS, the 5 key elements to getting strong, flexible, and fit. What are we going to start on, Yanni?
Well, first of all, I want to ask the question today, and this is a very simple question that's going to be a yes or no answer. I want to know how many people who tune into this, who listen on the podcast, who watch YouTube, and who are on the UMS Movement Mastermind have actually seen or tried either our UMS program or our at-home workouts program. I want to know how many people have experienced, have felt, not just sort of heard us talk about these principles, but have actually felt the principles before in action. And what experience that gave you, good or bad. I want be honest, give your feedback, and let us know, because I want to know. I don't just want to talk today. I want to talk about personal experiences as well. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, we're going to kick things off with which point did you want to kick off? Is it volume or is it?
No. What was the second one? Efficiency. I wanted to start with the efficiency model, because this is, it's really funny because Yanni and Richard and I and Phil have all had our own inputs into what has turned the UMS into what it is today. And I've probably been the head coach at Unity Gym for a while, designing the program and the way we do it here. And then all the guys come in and say, oh, but we should be doing it like this more, or we should be doing it like that more. And because we only had an hour to work out with people, over the years, we've just tried to see what we can cram into an hour to get a good result with people, and it's been this trial and error process. You know, we've had a lot of iterations of the program that on paper looked really good, and I really liked them, but it wasn't producing great results. And through this constant, the four of us putting our input into it, it's turned into this beautiful beast that is just producing these phenomenal results. We're making people strong, flexible, and fit in 1 hour. And through that process, Yanni has come up with this term, the efficiency model. That's one that he believes that's one of the most unique things about our program. And I really agree. It is such an efficient way to train, to be able to train in 60 minutes and get strong, flexible, and fit in a way that produces objective results. Not subjective, not, I feel a bit better, but you can see and feel the results, the improvements in your body.
Here's the thing, okay? After being a personal trainer for quite a while now, what is it? We're in 2020, so we're talking 15 years, 16,
no, longer than that. I think it was 2000. No, it was 2004 that we did our course, end of 2004.
16 years, but objectively, for the first year, I wasn't a personal trainer. I was just trying to stumble around.
Entertainer.
I was a personal entertainer, probably for the first couple of years. But the one thing that you really get hung up on, and you get a little bit, you kind of get a tunnel vision as a health professional, is that you're so passionate about what you do that you forget that people actually have lives to live. The general population doesn't spend 16 hours a day in a gym. Exercise is not the number one thing. The amount that most personal trainers train, it would amount to like years and years and years of their life spent exercising or in the gym. And some would argue that it's obsessive, and some would argue that it's a little bit over the top. And so like we forget that people have lives, people have careers, people have families, people have really, really ambitious goals that are outside of their physical health, and
other sports to play,
to play.
Yeah,
exactly. and so personal trainers just completely shun the notion of efficiency in a workout. Like they just sort of go, oh yeah, well you just don't get a good workout if you're rushing it, or if you're focused on getting it done as efficiently as possible. You've got to be able to train for 2-3 hours. I've literally I've paid people to do coaching and mentoring in the fitness space who have demanded that I train twice a day for 3 hours each session. If you can't commit 2 to 3 hours twice a day, then you're not going to be part of my program. Yeah. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? That's 6 hours of training a day, And I've also trained with professional bodybuilders who it's really common that they do a 4-hour workout. And then they train other people and they talk about the fact that other people are lazy if they can't do the same thing, It's absolutely ridiculous. And so, this is where this efficiency model comes from. The best program
it comes down to diminishing returns, really.
Yeah.
Like for the general population, if you can make 80% of the gains by getting some core things done, and this is what the UMS has done, is it's distilled all the core things you need down, and you're going to get 80% of the way there. Now, when you want to get to the absolute like cream of the crop, best mover in the world sort of stuff, then you're going to have to go into more of that territory. But it is really a matter of diminishing returns, and I think
100%.
And I think something that is really important about the efficiency model as well is when you talk about the idea of the way that a personal trainer, generally speaking, and we're putting ourselves in the same boat here. Think of no, you can't do all of that in one session. You've got to focus just on these things. The way that we've done it in group training at Unity Gym or with the follow-along workouts and the at-home workouts, they both deliver this result, is that when you're watching other people do it, you rise to the challenge. Whereas if you're working one-on-one with a personal trainer, the personal trainer kind of has to just make you work in a way that works for you. Whereas beginners and people that haven't done the kind of training that we do, or somebody that joins in with me in the at-home workouts in real time, you're forced to keep up. Because I'm there going, okay, let's move on to the next thing, and they go, oh shit, and here we go, we do the next thing, and before you know it, you've done 4 weeks of it, and you've risen to that challenge to get this efficient workout done within an hour. Whereas if you're left to your own accord, or if you're just working with a personal trainer who's just slowing everything down to adapt to where you're at now, it's really hard to get.
Just one thing I want to just quickly highlight, because I think it's really important what Phil said there, and I don't want to brush over it, which is that, to get to the absolute pinnacle, to be one of the best movers in the world, you will have to work for hours and hours and hours a day. But I want to make it absolutely fucking clear, and I'm going to swear because I really want to put this across. It is okay to not want to get to that level.
Yeah, that's right.
It's okay to just be really good at something. You don't have to try to be the best at everything that you do. There's not enough time in the day for that. If you want to be the best parent and the best spouse to your partner and and really wealthy and great in your career, there is a very high probability that you aren't going to be one of the best movers in the world. But that's okay. You don't need to martyr yourself and feel depressed because you can't get 6 hours of exercise done a day like some of the world's best athletes, And I think we need to make this really clear when you come to the gym. No, and this is where personal trainers and strength coaches really fucking up, is that they try to take every one of their clients and turn them into a professional athlete. There's this notion that, if you're not training to be, stupidly better than everyone else, then you shouldn't even turn up. It's just ridiculous,
And that's something that actually caused me a lot of depression for a while, because, when I wasn't meeting when I wasn't meeting what I knew I had to train at to be in that upper 1% of people in the world, it really brought me down. And I've over the last couple of years accepted where I can be and what my goal is to be the best that I can be. And when you look at it like that, it's not can I be the best, can I compete with that person? It's just can I be the best that I can be. And if you reframe it and look at it like that, it's really good.
And the other thing is, just very quickly, it's a part of the journey. No one who's the best in the world at what they did right now spent their first workout on the first day that they started their practice saying, I'm going to be the best in the world. It evolves. And you start off doing something, and then you like it, and then you do a bit more, and then you do it a bit more, and then eventually you go, holy crap, I'm really liking this. I'm going to go all in on this,
That's right.
But if you start with the mindset of it's all or nothing, I'm not going to train unless I'm going to be the best, then it really stifles people and it puts people off,
Now,
right.
we better fly through this because we've only got 15. No, we haven't even talked about the efficiency model yet, because we haven't said how do we make this the most efficient workout. So the way that we make it the UMS the most efficient workout is by methodically timing what it is that we do to the minute. The 60 minutes is down to the minute, and the way we do it is we do a 10-minute warm-up. The warm-up there's a timer going on in the workouts. It is exactly 10 minutes, and it is very, very effective at getting your body ready. There's no wasted time. There's no passive stretching. It's it's positioning drills. It's muscle activation. It's getting the heart rate up. Getting the joints ready. Getting the blood pumping to the extremities. All the good stuff.
Lubricating the joints.
Yep. Then we move from a 10-minute warm-up into 30 minutes of strength and flexibility training in a 1-to-1 ratio. And what that means is we have a 5-minute warm-up where we get ready for the movements that we're going to do. We do a couple of warm-up sets, and then we do 5 times 5-minute rounds. And in each 5-minute rounds, we do 2 primary strength movements and 2 flexibility movements. And the way that works is, and this is the efficiency model, the strength movements are always opposing movements, so a push and a pull. So an example would be on Monday, it's a vertical push and a vertical pull. So they're opposing muscle groups, which means that whilst you're doing the vertical push movement, the muscles that work in the vertical pull are relaxing and are recovering, but you're training in a 1-to-1 ratio for that balance in the joint that Phil's been talking about.
Yeah, just like we talked about systems this week. So you're basically training a system per day. And so that means that if, the old school bodybuilder training of like, chest and whatever it is.
Compartmentalizing everything into a muscle group.
If you do that like day after day, then you're constantly stressing the shoulder system and it doesn't give time to fully recover. Whereas if we go down this route where we're training the shoulder system, push and pull all at once, and then you give it a day to rest or 2 days to rest, then that's going to be the most efficient for building strength and recovering.
Yeah. And that's not revolutionary. People have been doing that for a long time. We learned that from other people. But
so many people don't.
Some people still don't.
Just
for
so
sure,
many people don't.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not going to take the credit for saying we created this push-pull idea. But something that I do believe is revolutionary is the next part of the efficiency model, which is that during that push and pull, between the rest periods, because to go straight from a push straight to a pull, straight back to a push, straight back to a pull, you're going to really diminish your strength potential very quickly. So what most people do is they rest and recover. For the average rest time for most people would be between probably 1 to 3 minutes. What we do instead of resting is we do active recovery by doing flexibility training on the other end of the body, meaning while we're doing that upper body push-pull, we're doing lower body flexibility. And the only other person that I've ever seen do this is Aaron at Origin of Energy, and that's where we got the idea for it. And I'm going to give him some props because he definitely inspired us. But I believe that what we're doing is revolutionary like that. There is no one else out there that I've seen that's getting this right. And that is one of the keys to the efficiency model, because within 30 minutes, you literally do 1-to-1 ratio of strength and flexibility. And that's how we make people strong and flexible.
So was he originally stretching the same?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do it like we do. But when I went over and did a lot of training with him, that I haven't trained with him for a couple of years now, but when I did, he was the first time that his classes, the thing that I believe we do better than him is he does so much in a class. And he will do 6 minutes of something and then 12 minutes of something else, and then it's so fast paced. But he does do strength, and like you'll do something and then you'll go into
the whole body in every workout.
He does whole body in every workout.
Yeah, the key I wanted to get to though is that it's really purposeful here about strengthening, shoulders, for example, and stretching the lower body. So we're not getting interference between with flexibility training. That's going to diminish your strength potential in your strength movement. So it's a really key concept just to make sure that people understand that you're not stretching what you're strengthening at the same time.
Exactly right. That was your input, Phil. Phil was the one that came up to me one day when he was looking at the workout saying, "Oh, Rad, you're actually doing lower body strength and lower body flexibility here, and this is what you're doing." And it's not the best way to develop strength like that.
It's actually a good way to develop flexibility, but not such a good way to develop strength.
Yeah, and it even has an increased risk of injury when you do that. So there's the efficient. And then at the end of it, we finish the workout.
Well, let's hold on, because you're kind of answering 3 in 1 here.
Okay.
So let's move into the volume principle, because this is absolutely key. This is where it goes from just getting a workout to actually delivering enough of an adaptation in the body, enough overload to the muscle systems to adapt and get a tangible result.
And this is where
an objective result.
And this is where I had to go back to the textbooks with this, where I had a look at what the research says is the minimum amount of volume required for either muscle hypertrophy or strength development. And it's widely accepted that for muscle hypertrophy, you need to do a minimum of 40 to 70 repetitions within a workout on a muscle group to get effective muscle hypertrophy. And for strength development, you need to do a minimum of 25 to 50 repetitions on a single muscle group in a workout to effectively increase strength. So that's where the 5 rounds comes up with, because when we do an accumulation phase, we do 5 rounds of 8 to 10 reps, which is going to be 40 to 50 repetitions within a workout, plus the supplementary lifts that we do at the end that also add to that volume. And in an intensification phase, we generally do 5 sets of 5 reps, which is a minimum of 25 reps.
Yep.
So we are literally doing the minimum that the research says is required to get good adaptation.
But the key is that we have a circuit at the end, and this is also talking about how we balance. We get the cardiovascular element in as well. We do an interval training circuit at the end, but we are very selective of what movements go into that circuit because we want to complement the primaries. So we prioritize the primary lifts that are in the second section after the warm-up, and we do them first, so they're prioritized and our bodies are nice and fresh and warmed up. And then the circuit at the end is to do 3 things. It is to, first and foremost, give enough volume, total workout volume on the systems that we're working out for the day, whether it's a squatting system, a horizontal push-pull movement pattern system, or a vertical push-pull, or a hip bend or a deadlift system. We're getting enough volume on those muscle systems and those joint systems to adapt, to adapt in strength or adapt in muscular hypertrophy. We also want to elevate the heart rate so that we're forcing an adaptation in the cardiovascular system. And there are a couple of days a week where we do specific cardio intervals using cardio equipment. And there are days where we just elevate the heart rate using complementary strength movements that complement the primaries. And then the third thing we want to do is we want to condition the stability systems in the body that are often neglected, that are often the cause of instability and injury. So shoulder, rotator cuff, and the hip joint. And so in the circuits, we're doing 3 very important things. We're maximizing volume, we're elevating heart rate, and we're also conditioning the joint stability systems. So it's very, very key. And that's how we create balance in the workout. We're getting everything done every workout. We're getting it done efficiently. And then
it's quite purposeful with the fitness being at the end, because you don't want to tire yourself out and make your strength, like you don't want to compromise your strength training. So it's very much set out in a ideal way to both maximize strength at the beginning without interference in your training.
Absolutely, and it's actually a very important point that you make there, because working in mainstream gyms for 10 years, I noticed there was a very common habit, even that trainers would do, that didn't quite understand what they were doing, where they would get their client to do a cardio first. They'd take them onto a treadmill or a bike or a rower or whatever, and they'd go, okay, we're going to warm up. But they do so much of it that it would actually interfere with that person's ability to develop strength, to demonstrate maximal strength or force in a workout. And then they take them onto the weights floor. And the idea of getting your heart rate up right before a workout is good. But the thing with a warm-up is it cannot interfere with the workout.
Yeah, it's meant to prime you, not...
That's exactly right. It's more in a warm-up, it's kind of more important what you leave out than what you put in, you know, because it's a warm-up. It's not. You got to get it done quickly. You got to get it done efficiently, effectively, and then you got to get into the workout. So the next thing that we want to talk about is the simplicity factor, and this is very, very important, because so many people are going into the sort of way of, and we are massive proponents of calisthenics. We're massive proponents of choosing a means to demonstrate your skill, strength, flexibility. It might be in a sport. It might be in a hobby that's physical, rock climbing, golf, things like that, you know, or it might be calisthenics and gymnastics strength skills. But it's very, very key to adopt a simplicity model, because the way you train is not always the way you demonstrate your strength and sort of show off on the weekends or with your mates or whatever else. You know, you want to be keeping things simple as possible so that you can bank enough volume and get the intensities right and manage load and progressively overload your body so that the adaptations continue into the future. And you don't want to hurt yourself in doing so. And a lot of workouts that I see popularized on Instagram and what's the other one that's really popular now?
Facebook.
Snapchat. No, not Snapchat.
TikTok.
What's it called? TikTok.
Yep.
TikTok. You know, they're practically dancing. They're practically doing aerobics again, you know, and some of them combine that with a kettlebell or something like that and then pass it off as a workout routine. And the only thing you get better at doing those sorts of routines is that routine itself. It doesn't have much of a carryover to any sort of sport or any sort of strength or flexibility discipline, you know. And the reason is, and we've had this discussion before, and Phil can probably elaborate on this, coordination is a major limiting factor to the development of strength and flexibility. And you want to make sure that you're practicing something that you can progress easily so that you can progressively overload that, right?
Yeah, and I think like the beauty of this program is now, like, you know, I don't have to have like a PDF sheet in front of me to understand if I'm like, when I've been away for the week, I just know that, you know, Monday equals vertical push pull, and I can build a workout instantly because I know that, you know, it's going to be based on those movements. I know exactly that, you know, that means lower body flexibility, and then I can do a supplementary sets with, you know, focusing on those same movement patterns. It's just like it seems too easy. Like,
Yeah.
and, you know, you can deep dive into like how to like really fine tune the progressive overload, but really like it's just such a simple program. Like you can just almost instantly just come up with a variation of what we do that is going to get you such better results than. Yeah,
it gives me goosebumps as we talk about it, because I do remember the days before the UMS when we were all, you'd come into the gym and you'd spend like however long trying to think of what you were going to do today if you hadn't written yourself a good program, or if you didn't have somebody writing a program for you. And with the UMS, those days are over. It's done, and you just do the movements of the day. It's so good. We are seriously going to run out of time soon. So what are the elements that we haven't talked about yet?
It's the last one is effectiveness.
Effectiveness.
How is your workout producing objective and tangible results?
I want to take this one because this is the big one. You've got it. Like Grace has jumped in here and talking about what Yanni was just saying there. She's saying, I did that for years. I'd be dead from cardio before I did anything else, then feel sick the whole time and get no results. That's the part I want to highlight. And get no results. And after a few weeks or months of training, I'd quit again for another 6 to 8 months or few years. Grace, quickly put in the comments what your experience was doing the 28 days with us when you came last year and did it. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, all of this stuff, I'm going to first say, if your reason for training is that you want to just have a good experience and feel good, then great. I'm happy for you. Enjoy what you do and love it. And if that's why you do it and enjoy it.
Or just calorie displacement.
Yep.
Or your
whatever
only
it is.
goal is to displace calories.
People have different reasons to train, but the people that come to us want more than that. The people that come to us at Unity Gym, they want to achieve more, and they have tried the rest, and now they're ready to check out the best. And when that is the case, you want to see something that is effectively producing results. You want to be able to look back over the last 6 months and look at what you could do 6 months ago versus what you can do now and see an actual difference. Go, wow, I am stronger. I could deadlift 40 kilos 6 months ago. Now I'm doing 80 kilos. I was 26% body fat 6 months ago, and now I'm 18%. Whatever it is, it has to be effective. It has to produce a result that you can see, feel, and touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it's not, then, man,
and it shouldn't. And I want to dive in there. The result shouldn't be that you're just getting better at the routine you're practicing.
That's a big one. Yeah,
because that can be quite an elusive and a misleading result. You know, you go, well, I'm definitely getting more proficient in the dance moves. I mean, if you're, like if you want to dance, learn to dance. Dancing is a fantastic way to stimulate the brain, cognitive function. Yeah. It's like martial arts. It is so good as a discipline, as a practice, but don't sort of blur the lines between, okay, I want to get strong, flexible, and athletic, so I'm going to do this sort of bizarre sequence of movements that we're calling functional because you've added a kettlebell or a dumbbell to it, and expect that that's going to produce really, really good results. Simplicity is absolutely key. There are movements, the primary movement patterns, push, pull, vertical, horizontal, squat, hip bends, that have stood the test of time because they're working systems in the body that are essential to human movement. And then run, gait patterns, jumping, plyometrics, things like that. It's not rocket scientists.
Yeah. Now let's listen. We've really got to wrap this up because we do need to be on time for our online coaching calls. So let's fly through these answers to the question of the day, which was: have you tried our at-home workouts or our UMS online coaching, and what was it like for you personally? And Grant Denny has said, yes, UMS Foundations, Flexibility Masterclass, and Elbow Forearm Rehab. That's awesome, Grant. Dave Clark saying, yes, I started with the at-home workouts and then moved on to the Foundations program. Both are awesome. That's so cool, Dave. Daljit is saying, both UMS gives me a structured program plus working through Mobility Masterclass, handstands, Home workouts from April have helped me level up in so many ways, strength, flexibility, and fitness. So cool. And then Lee Clements is replying to Dave saying, me too, and she agrees. And Grace Clements is saying, absolutely fantastic in helping me to actually move, work out, and train. Loved Yanni's motivational encouragement during the live at-home lockdown workouts. I'm currently diving into doing UMS Foundations Phase 1 by myself at the gym. Not yet managed to do all of it for a full week, but I'm feeling really good from what I have been doing. Almost learned all the movements now and have to keep rewatching all, and don't have to keep rewatching all the videos. And I'm not far off having got all of it done this week. That's
I think that's
awesome.
just so good that you are, it's not like I missed one, therefore I'll stop. Like, good work, just keeping on going.
100%.
Even if you've, missed a few. It's great.
Yeah.
Diane Norbury saying, have used the at-home workouts, made big gains in core strength as well as shoulder strength and stability. Can now repeat full push-ups in a workout, and improved compression strength is also helping me work through gymnastics progressions. How cool is that? Lee Clements is saying, yep, Foundations Phase 3 here with my own progressions, regressions. I also missed the Yanni verbals to push me. Grace is saying, yeah, we read that one. Grace is saying, I love the 28 days. It was definitely an intensive experience and I got real tangible results. Lost fat, gained muscle, and definitely felt stronger and was more flexible by the end of the month. That's in 28 days. What can you achieve in 28 days?
Just quickly on Lee Clements' thing of saying, I wonder how many trainers and coaches put knowledge and thought into the workouts. The sad thing is so many of them do put so much effort into making these elaborate programs, but they just haven't gained the core principles of, actually like simplifying and progressively overloading. And that's the sad thing is like they try really hard, but it's just
100%.
Now to wrap this up, guys, we are going to let you know that Yanni has decided that this weekend we are going to release our incredibly effective at-home workouts at a really, really low price for those of you that don't have them yet. So our flash sale for 72 hours is going to go live after this coaching call. And if you don't have it yet, remember, you can always, if you don't like it, you can always get a refund in the first 30 days, no questions asked. But jump on it, grab it. You can train with me live in real time with follow-along workouts, doing the at-home workouts with Yanni in your ear, motivating you, and you can see exactly how we get better results with zero equipment. You don't need anything for this. You do it in your own lounge room, and you can see how we get better results with those workouts than what most people are doing in a gym.
You want to know tangible results? Read George Peacock's comment there. How good's that?
Doing the UMS actually makes you money.
Yeah, in December 2020, managed to move apartments. No removalists, saved thousands. He said he paid $1,000 to move in 2019. Helped some friends the following week. Then helped my best mate move house week before Christmas. All because I was functionally fit. Now, if we put a monetary value on that, it'd be a couple of grand because he also helped other people move and save money on removalists. So there you have it. There's a tangible result. Yeah. Not to mention that he's just so damn strong he can move 3 houses in a number of weeks. You need to stop moving house, George Peacock.
All right, team. Thanks so much. The quick wrap up. If you're listening to the podcast and you haven't done so already, jump over to the Facebook group. Search for UMS Movement Mastermind, where you can catch these recordings live and ask us questions. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and again, come and join the UMS Movement Mastermind on Facebook.
Definitely think about sharing this episode because I think it really, encapsulates a lot of what we do here at UMS. So if you have any friends who are struggling in the gym, share our podcast and help them out.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. Smash the like button and the love button. Send some love. And really, guys, another way that you can help your friends is that when Rad posts a post about the at-home workouts today, if you've done them, share your experience in the comments below that post.
Please do. Yep.
Because that is often the thing that will get someone off the fence and over the line. And you know how amazingly transformative those workouts are. People shouldn't be wasting their time trying to follow some absolute crap that they downloaded from some Instagram Fitspo who has no fucking clue what they're doing. It triggers me. So get this out, guys. Spread the love. And we'll see you all next week.
Health is about performance, not just body image.
You better be willing to accept what you're going to have to do to get there.
We'll start focusing on movement goals, strength goals, flexibility goals.
When you nail that skill, it's there forever.
The body image goal doesn't get you that far.
It's the consistency and frequency that's going to get you there. It's not the intensity.
There's no shortcuts to mastery and movement. Destination doesn't change overnight, but your direction will.
The gym is not the place to beat up the body that you hate. It's the place to build the body that you love.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
What's up, everybody? Welcome.